You know, brother, if you're listening to me right now, there's a good chance you've been in love before. Maybe you're in it right now. And maybe, just maybe, you're in that place where she's become your whole world. You'd do anything for her. You'd drop everything if she asked. You've thought about the house, the kids, the life together. You can see the future with her so clearly, it's like it's already happened. And I get it. I really do. I've been there. I know how intoxicating it can feel to love a woman so deeply that you'd move mountains for her. I know how badly you want to prove that you're the one she can trust, the one she can depend on. I know you'd rather lose a limb than lose her. But here's what I also know. Love can blind you. And if you're not careful, it can lead you to make choices that cost you your freedom, your self-respect, your future, and sometimes your life. See, I've spent years talking to men about their relationships, guys from every walk of life. And the saddest stories I've ever heard don't come from men who never found love. They come from men who gave up everything for it, only to wake up one day with nothing left. I'm talking about the man who gave up his career for her, the man who acted like a husband before she ever committed, the man who put everything he owned in her name, the man who cut off every friend he ever had to make her happy, the man who had a child before he was ready just to keep her around, the man who bent his standards until they snapped, the man who let a relationship break his mind and never came back from it. I don't want that to be you. So I'm going to tell you stories, true stories, about men who made these mistakes so you don't have to. And I'm going to tell you why they did it, what it cost them, and how you can avoid it. I remember talking to Michael. He was one of those guys you meet and think, he's going places. Solid job in Chicago, clear career path, ambitious as hell. But then he met Emily. She was stunning. Green eyes, quick wit, the kind of woman who makes you feel like you're the only man in the room. They started dating long distance, and after a year she told him she couldn't stand being apart anymore. She asked him to move to New York. Michael didn't think twice. He quit his job, sold his condo, packed his life into a U-Haul, and drove east with his heart on fire. He thought love would take care of the rest. But love doesn't pay rent. Love doesn't rebuild a career. And 6 months later, Emily told him she just wasn't feeling it anymore. Michael was devastated, not just because he lost her, but because he'd lost his foundation. His network was back in Chicago. His career path was gone. And when he looked in the mirror, he saw a man who had abandoned his own dreams for someone who walked away without looking back. Men lose more than women in these situations. They lose themselves. And when you give up your mission, your ambition, your independence for a relationship, you send a silent message. You are my only plan. That's not romantic, that's dependence. And dependence isn't attractive. You have to understand something. Women might appreciate the sacrifice in the moment, but over time, they lose respect for a man who no longer has a life of his own. If she's the only reason you get out of bed, you're not a partner. You're a project. And nobody dreams of falling in love with a project. I saw it again with Jake. Jake was dating Sarah for about a year. She was sweet, warm, and she loved that Jake would do anything for her. The problem was, Jake was doing everything for her. He'd moved into her place, cooked for her every night, did her laundry, paid for groceries, fixed things around the apartment. He was acting like her husband without ever getting the title. Here's what Jake didn't realize. When you give someone all the benefits of commitment without the actual commitment, you remove the incentive for them to take the next step. Sarah enjoyed the arrangement. She had the comfort, the stability, the care, and the freedom to walk away whenever she wanted. And one day, she did. Jake thought going all in would make her stay. But men, listen to me. The value of something isn't just in what it gives you. It's in what you had to give to get it. If she didn't have to work for your commitment, she won't feel the weight of keeping it. Then there's Chris. Chris had been married for 8 years when he decided to start investing in property. He was making good money, and he wanted to build something for his family's future. But instead of putting the properties in his own name, or even joint names, he put them all in his wife's. What's mine is hers, he told me. We're a team. 2 years later, they divorced, and on paper, every asset was hers. The court didn't care that Chris had paid for them. The law recognized the name on the deed, not the heart that bought it. His ex sold the properties, kept the money, and moved on. Chris had to start over from scratch at 42 years old. Trust is a beautiful thing in love. But blind trust in matters of money isn't love, it's negligence. Protect your future. Not because you don't love her, but because you need to be able to stand on your own 2 feet if love ever leaves. I can't tell you how many times I've watched men throw away their support systems for a woman. Take David, for example. He was tight with his college friends, played poker every month, went fishing in the summers. Then he started dating Olivia. She didn't like that some of his friends were women. She didn't like that he spent weekends away. She made little comments, nothing direct at first, until David started saying no to his friends more often. 2 years later, Olivia left, and when David tried to reconnect with his old crew, the bond was gone. They'd moved on. He realized he'd cut off the people who would have been there for him when she wasn't. A relationship should never replace your life, it should add to it. If your entire world shrinks down to just her, you're building your life on a single point of failure. And then, there's the men who think a baby will save the relationship. I've sat across from guys like Alex who got his girlfriend pregnant because he thought it would make her commit. Once we have a kid, she'll never leave, he told himself. But kids don't fix cracks, they expose them. Parenthood isn't glue, it's a magnifying glass. And if you're not financially, emotionally, and mentally ready, you're not giving that child the life they deserve. You're giving them a front row seat to chaos. I've also seen men bend their standards for love. Things they swore they'd never accept, dishonesty, disrespect, certain habits. They start justifying because she's different. But here's the thing, your boundaries protect you. When you lower them for one person, you teach them, and yourself, that your values are negotiable. And once you send that message, you can't take it back. The most dangerous of all, though, is when a man lets a relationship break his mind. I've had conversations with men who were ready to end their lives because she left. I'm telling you right now, no woman, no matter how beautiful, how loving, how perfect she seems, is worth your life. If you lose her, you haven't lost your future. You've lost one chapter in it. The men who survive heartbreak with their spirit intact aren't the ones who never loved deeply. They're the ones who never forgot that they have more to live for. They're the ones who kept their health, their mission, their connections, their standards. Brother, love is one of the greatest gifts you'll ever experience, but it's not the only gift. Don't give it the power to take everything else away from you. Keep your mission, keep your friends, keep your finances, keep your standards, keep your mind, because the right woman won't ask you to give those things up. She'll protect them with you. She'll love you more because you have them. And if she leaves, you'll still have yourself, and that means you can rebuild anything. Love with all your heart, but lead with your mind. And if you want more conversations like this, raw, honest, straight to the point, make sure you subscribe to Dating in Real. This is where we talk about what it really means to be a man in love without losing yourself in the process.